Hello. Welcome to my Holistic Recovery YouTube feed. I've done a few before, just to really recap here. I believe we were talking about week one in the beginning, the neurobiology of addiction, talking about how the basic needs of human beings get overrun by the gratification of substances. So that if you want to have a look at that clip, it's a really good clip for family members that don't understand what's going on for their loved ones that are in drug or alcohol addiction, or the addict or the alcoholic, they might not call themselves that, just a person with a problem, doesn't understand why they can't stop. Please check that clip out. It's very informative. I used to present that to give reasoning that it's not bad people, it's addiction. Okay? The brain is a survival machine. It will survive to its environment, and when substances are being brought in, it has ways to knock out receptors that don't allow the basic gratifications to come to fruition no longer. It gets locked into a substance. Um, Addiction hooks within the cells, and the hijacking of the medial forebrain bundle, which is the gratification reward system that would generally drive all of our basic needs to survive, like water, eating food, and reproductive, and all sorts of things. So that's a brief on that. Previously, I believe we also talked about the physical aspect. Um, so my holistic recovery is very much a holistic program: mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional. Okay, using a wide range of modalities, empirical evidence-based research. My name's Nev. I'm a drug and alcohol practitioner. I'm a social worker, the founder of a luxury rehab in Bali, plus founder of Movement of Recovery, which is a great movement celebrating recovery. And also, I'm an addict in recovery myself. And I offer my services to walk alongside loved ones one-on-one at this present time due to COVID, which has been a really big change. As opposed to me used to be working with 14 people in a group, and there's been some great learnings for it. But that's not easy. It's really not. I have a lot of counsellor friends that say, "How do you do it?" But I have a passion for this thing, and I believe people have are all basically good. It's not. It's not. They're not bad people. You know, it's addiction, and helping walk alongside people to find the best in themselves and create that holistic life, which I call the blank canvas or the house. Actually, there's a client's house there. It looks a bit like play school, but it ain't. No, envisioning what people's lives might look like and helping it piece it together is that's my role, to walk alongside loved ones, and depending on where I can fly to, working one-on-one in the most therapeutic environments that are going to benefit the individual, and working with the family to help their loved one or themselves just find themselves, get back substance free, and feel like whole people that have got a life of purpose again, because addiction for many of us takes that away. Currently I'm sitting in one of the mobile van, which has got the logo on the side. You know, it's very adaptable. It is a tailor-made program. Some rehabs say tailor-made program to it, but I know from my own experience it's really hard to tailor-make a program if you've got more than even one person. You know, individual counsel sessions maybe. But my holistic recovery is very unique in that sense, because I can come to you, we can create the environment, we can talk about the blocks and the traumas and what you want from a 28-day rehabilitation program that has got a 7 to 11 structure, but we can put add-ons and also adapt to your specific needs. What I've been finding currently working one-on-one for the past few months is the benefit people are getting by walking alongside, well, me walking alongside them. That's actually a gift for me, totally. Being an addict in recovery myself, watching people find themselves, it can be hard at times, the emotional ups and emotional downs. However, just encouragement and linking them in with the right community resources, the right things they need to get on their feet, is just really rewarding. There's nothing more I can say about it. It's I'm lucky to be in this role, and especially in these times. Other lectures or educations on YouTube were about the physical aspect. Every morning doing physical exercise and working where the client's at too. The main thing for me, even we do yoga, we do physical exercise, yoga, stretching, a lot of cognitive behavioural therapy, the head, the heart and the hand, understanding that I cannot have a feeling without a thought, and learning the processes behind that. We all have automatic thoughts for situations. Explaining simple things like most of us don't realise that most of the decisions we make in a day-to-day life is based 10% in the consciousness and 90% from yesterday's experiences. So my experiences from yesterday will dictate how I react today in this moment. My brain doesn't perceive the moment of now as a moment to go left or right or however. It bases its experiences and its choices on yesterday's experiences. So understanding the self-limiting beliefs that we've gathered along the way that limit people to become all they can be is a huge part. And also working with trauma, working through some blockages that are limiting people, but also they medicate with drugs or alcohol. Acceptance therapies, narrative therapies, strength-based practices, definitely client-centered, because walking alongside the individual on a 28-day span, I have to assess whether each person's at the time, and it's no good if I give people the answers. I believe everyone knows their own truth. It's about using the right tool to draw that from the person and help them walk through it, coach them through that, and allowing people to sit with emotions without having to feel like escape. And that's what addiction is about, really. Drugs and alcohol are the end result of emotional unrest, okay, which comes from our thinking, because you can't have an emotion without a thought. That's the premise for cognitive behavioural therapy. I liken it, people come here, the holistic recovery, my holistic recovery, people come, not knowing the future, lost and in pain, and understanding that that's the case, but also helping them understand that there's a new picture that they can draw, being a full-bodied house which has got the walls being obligations, relationships, and what spiritually lightens people up, their hobbies. It's engaging. Addiction's about disconnection. This is about putting together a connection and a plan, which is based in SMART goals, which a lot of people might know from business acronyms. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time framed. Teaching about routine, getting people back into that. But the whole process is around understanding automatic thoughts, limiting beliefs, the yoga, the physical exercise, experiencing new things, and the teachings and educations, they all link on top of each other. And it's even so much as being the observer to one's thoughts and feelings, and learning how to breathe and have space in between to react from the right place. The methodology, we teach social learning theory. I teach social learning theory. It takes approximately 21 days to build a thin neurodendrite in the brain for a new behaviour. The median line for, depending on what behaviour, is around 90 days for reactionary behaviour. So you touch me, I act this way, depending on what it is. But understanding the limiting beliefs that each individual holds, for them to get that awareness, working on the 4A premises, which is in over a 20-week day period. The first one's acknowledgement of certain problems, through walking through questioning, through building awareness, about what doesn't serve the person, the individual. And then there's the acknowledgement, and then there's the acceptance from head to heart, and making peace with a lot of things, making peace with oneself first and foremost, and then having the positive action plan, which is a comprehensive action plan put together to tackle, or at least to give a really good grounding for all facets of life, relationships, hobbies, the blocks. And I believe recovery is to be enjoyed, not endured. And on a 28-day stay, I'm just about out of time on this video, understanding oneself, finding self-love, self-worth, knowing your worth more than substances and what they take away. Because when people come here, what's been robbed, which is pretty much universal, is self-worth, honesty, integrity, love, and all these other things. So over a 28-day span, the idea is to regain that self-respect, regain that love, walking alongside, appreciating, reconnecting to community, reconnecting to oneself, reconnecting to nature. This is a mobile van. I use this in other places. So depending on wherever you are, if you wish to talk about adapting, you need help, and you want to put together your own plan one-on-one, I've found I can go far deeper in this 28-day span than what I could have done with 90-day span, working with 10 people or something like that. So I believe in my holistic recovery. Seems to be working really well. It's unconventional, but we're in unconventional times. I better go, over time. So my name's Nev. Please check out My Holistic Recovery, www.myholisticrecovery. It's got the Facebook page as well. There's a lot of information. I don't think today was too much of an education session. It was more of a brief, of an overview of an aspect. But it's progress, not perfection. Much love. If you're in need, we can help.